We are in Grantham, and we're talking with Mackenzie Hinson. And Mackenzie Hinson, you may be familiar with Mackenzie because she is known across the state of North Carolina and, in fact, all across the southeastern part of the country. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you.
Now, this is the Make a Difference place, right?
Yes, sir.
What is this? Make a Difference what?
Food Pantry.
Food Pantry. And people know you because you started this on your own. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I started it when I was 10 years old, and I'm fixing to turn 13 in May, so I'm still going.
You're going almost 3 years now.
Yes, sir.
That is wonderful. What in the world inspired you to do all this at the age of 10? Or at any age, for that matter, because there's a lot of people out there who have never done anything like this.
Yes, sir.
How did you do this?
Actually, it started with a 4-H speech. I did a speech on hunger. There was a lot of different topics I could choose from for the 4-H speech. Well, when I worked up the statistics online, I saw that 1 in 3 children in Wayne County and 1 in 5 elderly people suffer from hunger where I'm from. So I volunteered at a couple other food banks, and I decided I wanted to start my own. So I went to my grandma's church where we used to go to church, and I asked them if I could use their old fellowship hall for storage so I can distribute. I used to distribute one time every month. Now I distribute the second, third, and fourth Thursdays of each month from 5 to 6:30. Well, eventually, about 2 months after I moved into the fellowship hall, I grew out of space because Food Line came down in Marmac, and they gave me 1,200 meals to stock my food pantry.
Wonderful.
And then I moved into the strip mall that I am in now, the space that I'm right beside, which was 500 square feet, and now I'm in 1,000 square feet, and I am running out of room.
You're running out of room, and just looking around this room here, it is full. You got all kinds of veggies, got apples, got canned goods, you've got peanut butter, you've got beans, you've got bananas.
What?
Bananas? Okay, bananas.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. I love
I was
bananas.
I was like,
I like bananas too. What? Okay. All right. Well, who are all these people in here?
They're my volunteers, and I actually call my volunteers that come here and my clients that come to the food pantry to get food are called my family because I have been around them for 3+ years, and they act like my family.
And they are volunteers. How many volunteers do you have?
Normally we have around 10 to 12 during our distribution, but sometimes when we run low, we have about 8 or 7.
All right, now today is Thursday, and that means that you're out distributing things today, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
how often, now I know you told me this a moment ago, but how often are you open?
I'm open 3 times a month. I'm open every week in the month, but the first. I'm open the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from 5 to 6:30.
The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
From what time?
5 to 6:30.
You're not even open yet, are you?
No, sir.
You're almost, and I see a line outside, and that's why all these people are here.
Yes, sir. They start lining up about 1:30, 2 o'clock
All
to
right.
get food because most food pantries run out of food. So they're making sure they get in line first so they can get food.
Okay. Most of the pantries are running out of food. The food pantries are running out of food?
Yes, sir. And I am, thank the good Lord, I have not run out of food the first time.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's wonderful. And again, you said you get, from whom are you getting help?
The Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, I buy food from them for 18 cents a pound. I get all kinds of food. I get fresh produce, retail meat that you buy at Food Lion.
Right.
I am also partnered with Food Lion in Newton Grove and at Ash Street in Goldsboro.
Wonderful.
They have a no waste policy where they don't throw anything away that can be used within a 3 to 5 day limit. So what I do, I pick up at Newton Grove Wednesday through Sunday, and I pick up in Ash Street in Goldsboro on Sundays. So I get that food, and this is where all the food came from.
So for 18 cents a pound, you have all this food here, but from where do you get the 18 cents?
I actually fundraise to pay my rent and utilities and to buy food to give away.
So this room is not free. You having to pay rent on this room.
Yes, sir.
1,000 square feet. So you have to pay for the room, you have to pay for the food, and then you have other expenses, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. I have a light bill, and I have my rent.
You have a light bill and you have rent. And all this comes from contributions to you. People donate money.
About
or you have a fundraiser.
10%. 10% of it is monetary donations, and about 90% of the time I fundraise.
What kind of fundraisers do you do?
I do them at local restaurants like at Texas Roadhouse in Goldsboro and at Sweet Frogs. I also, United Way has helped me a lot. They came through after the hurricane and gave me a huge donation. And Tyson Foods gave me a huge donation also, $20,000 last year in June. Yes,
Wonderful.
sir. And it lasts me all up until February.
So you're out, that's gone.
Yes, sir.
How long did that last?
Till about the end of December. but it lasted me a while.
Yeah.
It was
$20,000. That's a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for a grant now, a $50,000 grant from G2. I'm so excited.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, when are you going to find out about that?
They were supposed to announce it at the end of December, but we haven't heard anything yet. We're keep checking the website every day to find out.
Okay, so you still may get this. This
Yes,
is
sir.
a grant.
I'm in the top 15.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes.
That's exciting. Now we're talking with Paige, and Paige is Mackenzie's mom, right?
Yes, sir.
My goodness, she has so much energy.
A lot of times, a lot more than we do.
I understand that. Well, now, she started this about 3 years ago when she was at the age of 10.
Yes, sir.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking she was thinking?
We were going down Highway 13 and it was raining, and she said she wanted to start a food bank. And I looked at her like she was crazy.
A 10-year-old.
A 10-year-old.
Right.
And I told her, I said, Kenzie, let's go to food bank in Raleigh, kind of see what's entailed. And then we'll make that decision. Well, she went to the food bank in Raleigh and she volunteered, and they kind of looked at her kind of like everybody else when she mentioned it. It was going to be a weekend project. She was 10. There was no way to do
Sure.
this.
Right.
But when she went to them, she had already been to First Citizens Bank. She had found out how to set her bank account up. She had already scheduled her a fundraiser with Zaxby's in Smithfield to put money in her bank. And she had contacted our accountant to see how to get a 501(c) and what it was
At the age of 10.
at 10. So, and she had a business plan when we went in there. And I think they looked at her and said, if she's already done this, let's see what we can do. And she's the youngest partnering agent ever with the food bank in Raleigh.
My goodness. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I know you're proud.
Very proud. And she's learned life skills that a lot of us, I didn't learn till I was married. She can budget. She can shop. She does monthly reports for the food bank in Raleigh and for Food Line. She's learned how to present things, how to cook, how to teach people about nutrition, how to teach them how to shop on a budget, because she has a shoestring budget here. And she's even incorporated, like today, there's a kids scavenger hunt. They're learning how to find fruits and vegetables and proteins, and when they finish today, they'll get a prize when they leave.
My goodness. Wow. Paige, that's very impressive. So she says she has plans to go on to college and then do other things. What would you like to see for her?
I would just like her to be happy. Whatever she does, to be happy. And I don't mind telling you, I had a lot of concerns. I didn't know why God had placed this on a 12-year-old's shoulders. It was a lot.
Yes.
And we talked to Second Harvest in Goldsboro, Pete Norris. She was paired with Mr. John that ran his food bank as a mentor. And he taught Kenzie, do what you can do with the resources you have. There'll always be a way made if you're giving from your heart. And he told her no matter what she did, always give from her heart. And that's why this is on the wall. It's more than just food. It's about how you make people feel. She wanted people to feel welcome here. And it's set up like a grocery store, thanks to Food Line, so that they feel like they're in a shopping experience. Because a lot of them have lost their humility and their pride to have to be here. But she knows all of them by name, her mobile pantry the same way, and it's more like a family. I mean, that's what she tells people. This is her food bank family.
Wow. Paige, thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much for
we're-
having her and coming to see her mission and being a part of it.
Well, she has impressed a lot of people, and I know she's not necessarily trying to impress anyone, but you can't help but feel the love that this young lady's putting out there.
And that's what she's trying to do. In the society that we live in now, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of hatred, and I think she's trying to show that no matter how old you are, you can make a difference. It takes time and a heart.
Very good. Thank you, Paige.
Thank you.
Now we're talking to a gentleman who is visiting the Make a Difference. Sir, what's your name?
Benny King,
Benny, and you, how often do you come here?
every time it's open.
Every time it's open. And these are people who are volunteering to help you in times that are difficult for you.
Yeah,
All right. What's your impression of this?
I think it's nice.
You have a favorite area of food that you like?
Desserts and what else?
Desserts. There you go. Man after my own heart. Well, Benny, I appreciate you talking with us. Now, you'll continue coming here, I take it?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for talking with us, Benny.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Great.
This is
great.
Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa, how long have you been coming here?
Oh, how long have I been coming here? Probably 3-4 months.
And they help you out.
Very much, very much.
How do you feel about all this?
I feel wonderful about it. Wonderful.
They help you out a lot.
It helped me out a lot. It saves me a lot of money.
Very good. Ms. Teresa, I appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you. Thank you. And
so
you have a
much.
blessed evening.
Thank you, ma'am. You
All
too.
right.
Now we're talking with one of the volunteers here. What is your name?
Faye Westbrook,
And Faye, I understand you work at one of the banks here.
yes.
And that is
First Citizens Bank.
First Citizen. How long have you been a volunteer here?
I've been here for about 3 years.
From the beginning. Right at the beginning here. What inspired you to become a part of this operation?
Just beginning to talk with Paige and Mackenzie at the getting to know them through some of the transactions, helping with them, and just learned a little bit about what she was doing within the community, and my heart it just touched my heart, and enjoy giving back to the community and helping others that needs a helping hand.
Now there is a board as well, and I understand you're on that board too.
That's
is that
correct.
All right.
That's correct.
So how many members of the board are there?
I think there's about 12 or 13, 14, something like that. I'm not quite sure.
A typical board meeting, what do they do?
Well, we discuss, things that's going on with the community, different ways to have fundraisers to raise the funds that in order for her to meet her needs, concerns that anyone may have, just typical whatever needs to be covered and needs to be taken care of to get the job done.
How do you feel about the outpouring of support from Tyson Foods and Food Lion and all these restaurants in town? Isn't that
Awesome.
wonderful?
Yes, it's very heart touching, and it's it's a very humbling experience. Very humbling experience.
Mackenzie says this is her family.
That's correct.
She feels that way.
Yes, well, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. Very proud of the young lady. Very heart touching to see a young lady of her age to touch the lives of so many families that she's touched. Very humbling experience. The first time I ever came down here, when I left, I was in tears. I mean, it's very heart touching. That's all I can say.
Thank you for talking with us.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Now go
Glad
to work.
to have you. Glad to have y'all
Thank
with
you
us.
very much. Sir, what's your name?
Steve Schaefer.
And Mr. Schaefer, Steve Schaefer.
Yes,
The original Steve Schaefer, the real Steve Schaefer.
that's him.
That's your, okay. Now,
World famous Steve Schaefer.
that's it. That's what I was trying to think of. Yes. World famous Steve Schaefer, of course. How long have you been coming here, Steve?
About 2 months.
About 2 months, couple of months.
Actually, I'm doing for someone else
Are you? Okay.
because I don't do it for myself. She works on Thursday, and so she can't get down here to get us stuff.
Okay.
And so she needs it.
So you're another volunteer.
Yes.
You're helping
yes,
out.
yes.
You're helping a person who can't be here.
And I on Wednesdays I cook at the soup kitchen.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Downtown Goldsboro on James Street?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, right.
whatever street that
Oh,
is there.
yeah. Yeah.
So you're helping someone do this. Now, you've been coming here a couple of months, and how do you feel about this?
I think it's great. I really
helping
think
people.
it sure does. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to us. World famous Steve Schaefer here, ladies and gentlemen. Steve, it's good to see you. Thank you very much. All right. So, how many people come through here in a day's time on a Thursday?
Normally it ranges from 100 to 225.
And these people actually are in need of food. They come to you for help with food. So you're helping 100 to 125 people every time the doors open.
100 to 225 people.
200. I beg your pardon. So.
And I also have 2 other food pantries. I have one in Rosewood, and then I have one in Four Oaks.
Is that right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
actually have 3 pantries.
Yes, sir.
And Food Lion and these restaurants helping you with the fundraisers and other people like Tyson Foods. They're helping
sir.
you make a difference.
Yes, sir.
This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Have you come close to running short on anything? Coming close to running short on money or?
We have. We've had times where I had to pay the rent 2 weeks after the date is due, and I have told my landlord that it'll be a few days late because I get a check from corporate. They cannot cut it out of the restaurant if it's over a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to wait,
wait.
And he's always been cool with that.
That's wonderful.
As long as you
So
give
he's
somebody
helping
your
too.
word,
Right.
that's what my mom says. Your word is everything.
Your word is your bond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. And you're giving them your word that you will make good on that.
Yes, sir.
So, so you haven't had a problem yet. The money eventually comes in, but you get close sometimes.
Yes, sir.
So, if somebody wanted to make a contribution, what would they do?
They could call me on my number, and they can come to the facility where I am, or they can send me a message on the Facebook page and say, hey, I want to make a donation. Where do I come, or how do I make it out? They
Okay.
can always come here.
All right, what's the Facebook page?
It's Make a Difference Food Pantry nonprofit, and there's 2 of them, and there is one with a big check with the Tyson Foods check. You can't miss it.
All right.
And it's got me and all my other volunteers.
Make a Difference Food Pantry
Nonprofit.
nonprofit. That's
Yes,
all
sir.
part of the title there. Okay. All right, now, you mentioned a phone number. Do you have a phone number?
I do.
What's your
It's
phone number?
919-252-3700.
252-3700.
Yes, sir.
That's easy enough. 252-3700.
There you go.
Now, did you pick that number, or was it given to you?
It was given to me by
Well,
U.S. Sailor.
Well,
So I
bless
can't
their
complain.
I can't complain either. Bless their hearts. That's wonderful. Now, this is wonderful in here. So you're just about ready to get started. Now, when the doors swing open, there's a mad rush of crowd coming in.
Yes, sir.
Where do you have to stand? You get out of the way, right?
I stand everywhere, basically. If people have to leave, I go into their spot, or I just run back and forth.
Oh, okay. So what kind of questions do people ask you when they come in?
They don't normally ask me questions. They just say, "Ooh, I see produce. What can I have?" And when they see the signs, they're like, oh, "Produce," because most of these food banks don't have produce.
That's
They-
true.
They just laid it out on the table and they dig it like they're going through trash. And it's sad because
That
most
is
of these
sad.
people, because they don't have the money to buy it, and they come to food banks to get fresh produce and fresh meat that is not gone out of date. When they come here, they have fresh produce, they have fresh fruit, as you can see.
If anyone comes and they can afford to pay, do they pay?
No, sir, this is free.
This is free
Yes,
to people in need.
Yes, sir.
All right,
No charge at all.
no charge. It's free to people in need. So do you see regulars? Do people come in on a regular basis? You see
Yes,
the same
sir.
people, and they're part of your family too?
Yes, sir. I know everybody that comes through this line.
Do you?
I know their names when they walk through the door.
How about that? Well, you've been doing it for 3 years. You've developed a relationship, right?
Yes, sir. I
Wonderful.
went from 50 people a month to almost 2,000 people a month. So between my 3 food banks, yes, sir.
That is wonderful. Mackenzie Hinson, what do you plan on? What do you want to do when you grow up? That's a dumb question, isn't it? What's your goal?
Well, I want to go to college. I would like a food truck for the food pantry because Team Rubicon, I fed them when they were here during Hurricane Matthew.
Right.
I would like a food truck so when they go places, I can travel with them so I can feed them and make sure they have good food.
Wow. So, all right, you're going to college. Have you picked out a college? You've got time for that.
Not really.
Not really.
I do not want to go to state.
Ooh.
I am not a state fan. I'm a Carolina fan.
Now, wait a minute. That hair is red.
And?
So, state?
No.
Red?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. We're not going to talk about that, are we? No. All right. You can always die.
See, you have blue veins. You have blue veins.
I think she's leaning towards another. Starts with a U, right? N. C or darker blue.
No.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh,
UNC.
No.
UNC
Okay.
Chapel.
Going UNC all the way,
Yes.
right? Okay. All right. If you're going to pick out a school.
Yes, sir.
All right. We won't go any further with that. All right. Well, look, Mackenzie, this is wonderful. I appreciate you talking with us. Best of luck to you. You're getting all fired up. You're excited. You get excited every time you open the doors, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I can tell you're pumped up. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Mackenzie Hinson. It is Make a Difference Food Pantry in Grantham. Now, how do you get here? Where are you?
I'm in Grantham, right past the Grantham Elementary School.
Right past Grantham Elementary. On the right, as you're going south, right?
sir.
And you're inside a strip mall here. There's a series of stores, businesses, and such. And there's a big sign on the outside that says Make a Difference.
There's a
Food
big sign. You cannot miss it
Cannot-
unless you're blind.
You cannot miss it.
Unless you're blind.
You cannot miss it anyway. All right? All right. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Thank you.
All right.